What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman and Ben Rasa here for Awesemo.com, and we are back with the breakfast menu served by No House Advantage. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Really, though, shout out to No House Advantage for being the sponsor of this video. Whether you're looking to play NBA, MLB, NFL, PGA contest, you could do all of them. And you're not worried about fantasy points. You're worried about player props, overs and unders. The things that we're going to be talking about on this very show, including the final pick of the day, a little bit of extra, our favorite No House Advantage play. You can use the promo code Awesemo when signing up. Get yourself a $20 instant match deposit bonus for first-time users. You cannot beat it. So thank you very much, No House Advantage. Now it's time for you and I to gloat because we went 6-0 yesterday.
That's actually inaccurate. We went 8-0 because we both hit our No House Advantage prop. It's funny when we started this show, we were saying, man, if we ever have a day like that, we need a term. We were going to call it cleaning the plate. We didn't think it was going to happen right out of the gate, so we don't have a term. But safe to say, it went great last night. Pat Beverly, final couple minutes, hit a 3 for you to make it a clean sweep. We are going to try to keep that going, of course, and it was very, very exciting to see everything hit yesterday.
We're going with it. We cleaned our plates yesterday.
Clean the plate.
I love it. I love it so much. So I think we need to keep the same momentum that we had yesterday. We're going straight into it. I'm going first again. It worked yesterday. No reason to change it up today.
That's correct. You got to go first.
All righty. One strip of bacon going down on John Collins. Under 9.5 rebounds. That is minus 110. I have him projected for 8 rebounds in 36 minutes, so I wasn't even close to this number. Now, sometimes I don't like taking unders, but I don't mind it in a situation where I'm on the opposite side of the game. His rebounding rates for the regular season and the playoffs have been basically identical. Milwaukee, though, third in defensive rebounding rate during the regular season. They're a fantastic defensive rebounding team. And I really like Milwaukee in this game, which means that I expect Milwaukee to be making more shots and I'm expecting Atlanta to miss more shots. If Milwaukee's making more shots, that's less defensive rebounding opportunities for John Collins, which makes me think he's more likely to go under. So 9.5 rebounds under for John Collins is the first one.
No problem with that. Not one that I looked to, but I did look to kind of short some Hawks, and I didn't really find much. I'll tell you, the Hawks side of it was difficult. Going to the Bucks side, Giannis over 5.5 assists, minus 124. That was the one thing, not to say he had a bad game, but he was really good at distributing. I think the Hawks are going to employ the strategy, and we've seen this with some other big-time players, kind of with Jokic in that series. Let Giannis pass the ball, try to limit him, build the wall, and it's going to give them a lot of opportunities to make threes. 8 of 35 isn't going to get it done, but Giannis is going to give them opportunities to make those threes, and they're going to make them tonight. So that's the genesis of this. I think he's going to have plenty of opportunities. He cruised over this number in game 1, and the line's kind of held steady, and I think one of the things that the Bucks will take from game 1 to game 2 is that Giannis is going to have a lot of opportunities there. So Giannis over 5.5 assists, 1 strip of bacon. That's where I'm going to get things started.
Well, we're on the same player at the very least. I've got one for you as well for Giannis. This will be my number 2 pick. Just 1 strip of bacon. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Buckle up for this one, people. Over 1.5 3-pointers made at plus 190. I like the line, obviously, getting that plus 190. I have Giannis projected for 1.4 made threes in 4.7 attempts. That's 29.8% from 3. Now, that would be a market improvement over his 18% that he has in the playoffs. But I also don't think that he's an 18% wide open 3-point shooter. Going based on my theme that the Bucks win, obviously, when teams win, they shoot better than they do in losses. So if I'm going to be taking guys from the Bucks, at the very least, I'm happy to take an over. Giannis has made more than 1 3 in 3 of the 13 playoff games we've had so far. He's averaging 4 attempts per game. But his 3 highest attempt games, 8, 7, and 6, that's in the playoffs so far, all wins by the Bucks. So I'm really liking this one. Certainly, I am nervous, and at plus 190, we're not expecting this to happen all that frequently, but I like that little line, and I think that if the Bucks are cruising, Giannis has a little bit of, hop in his step, feeling a little confident, letting it sail. I only need to get to 2.
He should have 0 attempts from 3 tonight. If they knew what they were doing, he would be 0 for 0, but they don't. So Giannis will probably launch 10 times. It's a confusing situation. Listen, when you're getting a plus 190, I see where you're going there. I'm on the same. So it's funny. We have not as much synergy as yesterday, but the same kind of concept. I'm going to a Bucks 3-point shooter, but this guy's an actual 3-point shooter. He's not Giannis. Chris Middleton over 2.5 threes, minus 115, 1 strip of bacon. Listen, he was 0 of 9 in game 1. And unlike Giannis, he should be, to me, that's a fine number of attempts. He's going to get looks. He needs to make them. He was terrible in game 1. He's going to be better. We're both Middleton fans on this show. Yeah. It's as simple as this. This is just an easy regression spot. Positive regression, obviously. When you're 0 for 9, the opportunities are going to be there. I do think the Hawks pack it in and kind of say, all right, we're going to let them live and die by the 3. In game 1, that worked. I don't think that's going to happen. I think this mirrors the Miami series in the extent the Bucks easily could have and probably should have lost that game 1. They were awful shooting. Then they got it in groove. So I think Middleton tonight, he's going to look a lot better. If the attempts are there, 3 of 9, I'll take that any day for a very quality shooter.
So for my third bet, and obviously I'm with you on the Middleton line, by the way. It is one that I looked at, and I stand for Middleton pretty hard. I still have 2 bets like this out in the ether, just waiting. They are still live. So I'm putting a half strip of bacon. We're just taking like one giant bite. We're leaving the other half for right now, but a half strip of bacon on the Milwaukee Bucks to win this series 4-2 at plus 300. I mentioned before, I think the Bucks win today. I think they are a vastly superior team, as evidenced by the fact that they are 8-point favorites for today. I think Atlanta's crowd in game 3 or 4 probably gets them a W. We go to 2-2. I think Bucks win game 5. I think Bucks win game 6. And I'm taking a plus 300 to the bank. So I still have Suns winning that series 4-1 at plus 230 hanging out there. I believe the line on that right now is like mine or somewhere in like the 150 range. So that has moved properly for me. Chris Middleton MVP line still hanging out there as well. But for right now, a half strip of bacon on the Bucks to win this series 4-2.
Very similar. So this is I want to go through my logic here. I'm going to just crash and burn with the Bucks. I'm going for them for this series. Them to win the series is minus 210, which I think is a pretty fair number. But Bucks to win game 2 and the series is minus 150. And to me, I'm not going to, could they come back if they lose both at home? Yeah, probably. But to me, there's such a strong correlation that I'm going to probably try to save some juice. So I'm going to go with the Bucks to win game 2 and the series at minus 150 here. I'm going to do it to win 2 strips of bacon. I really don't think the Bucks are in much trouble just yet. If they go down tonight, I don't really care if they win the series because my bet is already dead. And that's why I like to directly correlate it. This is as close to a must win in a game 2 as you're going to find. They're 8-point favorites. I think they're going to handle their business. They'll be better with Trae. They're going to shoot better. Simple as that. I still think Milwaukee is ultimately the better team. So I'm going to try to gobble up this line that's giving us some value here at minus 150. Bucks win game 2 and ultimately win the series minus 150.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Obviously, I think that the Bucks win this series. So if you think that, it's going to be hard to project them to win the series by also going down 0-2 and losing 2 home games. It just doesn't work out like that. No. But we're not done yet. Now, those are our 3 bets, but we still have a side of no house advantage for you guys. So make sure you're hitting that like button before we do it, subscribing to the channel, and hitting the notification bell so you know when these videos go live, because they're going to go live all the time. My no house advantage side for today is Brook Lopez under 19.5 points plus rebounds. I think we're in a situation where Lopez might play a little bit less in this series than he did in the previous. He did not close out the fourth quarter in game 2. And I think that we're just going to see more of a switching lineup with Giannis / PJ Tucker at the 5, whoever you want to call the center in that scenario. But Giannis and PJ Tucker with no Brook Lopez. So I'm giving him a couple less minutes than he normally gets. And limited minutes for Lopez means under 19.5 looks pretty solid to me. I know I like the Bucks. I just think that he's going to get a little bit less playing time than normal.
Mine, Lopez, under 13.5 points. Same premise. It's pretty simple. Go to OddsShopper.awesemo.com and you look at where his line is. It's 10.5 for points. And even though we like, the projections are saying lean over there, and I don't have a problem with that, it's 3 more points. That is a massive swing. This is very simple. You just look to the value there. Under 13.5 every time. Could Lopez get going? Of course. But more often than not, you're going to be just fine. And that's where I will round out my card. So we need a Milwaukee win. We need some threes by Giannis and Middleton. We need Brook Lopez to kind of take it easy. And we're going to be in good shape tonight. Does that sum it up nicely?
I think that it does, and all of that seems super feasible. We can't go 6-0 tonight because of the series bets, but 4-0 is on the table, plus our sides of no house advantage, which we're going to hit as well. I like
that. Would be a nice momentum get to just rip off 2 straight days. And listen, some of those series bets, it's nice to lock up some long-term value, particularly with you. You got this, hopefully what you're going to look to as a split in LA, and that would set the stage perfectly for the Suns to win in 5. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to keep it rolling. Like I said, 8-0 yesterday. That's probably going to be few and far between. But when we get them, we're certainly going to have to make it known. And we're going to take that momentum into today.
Yeah, and we'll have an update with a summary of results and units and stuff coming up. Probably Monday, close out the week, and we'll just do that every week. But don't worry, everybody. We're going to track this fully. You're going to know everything that's going on. That's all I've got. No, we're done Saturdays and Sundays. We will be back again on Monday. Any final thoughts, Ben, before we get out of here?
No, just I will say this. There's certainly some big-time sporting events over the weekend. If you want some plays and you want some chat, get into Awesemo Slack, if nothing else. Sign up for the week. Get in there. We got some really sharp people dropping plays, not just for the NBA, for tennis, for soccer. The Euros are coming back, certainly for baseball as well. So a lot more to get here at Awesemo.com. We'd love to have you as part of the community.
There it is. I couldn't have said it any better myself. Thank you very much for watching us. Have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself. Get some sun if you have the opportunity, and win some bets with us. We will be back again Monday morning for another edition of the Breakfast Menu, served up by No House Advantage.